Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Spilly and welcome back to Spill Sesh. Today we are talking about James Charles because he has truly messed up. And people are noticing it, and it's not just the big mess up that occurred that was more than just a mess up. It was horrible what had occurred, and what he's been getting called out for with messaging the 16-year-old, saying he didn't know about this guy's age, when this is an event that has happened before. We have heard James say, "Oh, I didn't know their age, and I was lied to before." So for James to be reckless and give an apology and then go on Twitter, and if you go under James's current likes, you can see that he is liking things that are trying to discredit the 16-year-old that came out with the TikTok saying, James Charles was messaging me. And I just think, why? Why are you doing that? Why? I literally don't even have the words. Like, James Charles came out with this long apology about how regretful he was that he did this, that it wasn't anyone else's fault but his, that he was taking accountability for this, and now suddenly you're going to be liking things that goes against and trying to discredit the person that is calling you out. I mean, according to the law, James Charles, the adult in the situation, is the one at fault for what had occurred. It was on him. It was his responsibility to make sure the person that he was talking to was of age. And I said this in my last video covering James Charles, that I feel as though James doesn't feel like he has to really be careful. Like, he doesn't really have to be checking IDs and making sure the people that he's talking to are what they're saying they are and who they're saying they are, because of what he said on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast. And if you guys didn't see it, it's this clip of James saying that, because of Bye Sister, because of everything that went down when Tati, Jeffrey, and Shane called him out, and he was getting completely canceled by the internet, when all of that went down, nowadays, when guys or anyone calls him out for doing something, his fans are like, leave him alone, let him be, he's been through enough.
Really, but I will say, after everything that happened last year and me having to get in front of millions of people and prove that I wasn't that kind of helped my narrative, my case now, where when people do try to do that, everyone's like, you're cut it out, leave him be.
And I think that mentality has stuck with him even through this situation, that this is just another situation that is just going to blow over. People are going to forget about it. It's all going to be fine and dandy. And I honestly don't think that is the case. I think there's so many people out here saying, why is James posting on Instagram like normal? Why is James back to uploading like normal? He's uploaded multiple videos now at this point, and people just are like, this is unacceptable. And I think this one really just pushed everything over the edge, him liking these tweets, trying to discredit the 16-year-old, because at the end of the day, he admitted that it was on him, and now it's just like, okay, is this how you really feel about the situation? That you're not really the one at fault here, even though according to laws you are? So I'm going to read you guys what this tweet actually says. And this person that he liked the tweet from has actually been tweeting a lot about the person that James was messaging on Snapchat, and saying that this is something that this person does a lot, lie about their age. And once again, I'm going to say that even if you are being lied to about someone's age and they're younger than they say they are and you are an adult, it is still on you. And as someone, James, who has been through so much, getting called out and all of this stuff, you would think he would try to be more careful. But no, obviously he thinks he's too good to be careful. So the things that he liked were this person's tweet saying, "At James Charles, y'all, please help me get this out." And it says, "Didn't think I'd be saying something, but this James Charles scandal has gone too far for once. I'm on James's side because about 2 years ago, I spoke to the same guy he added me randomly off of Snapchat one day, and like a regular person, I slid on his story and asked who he was. He never replied until later that night. by sending explicit photos of him. I told him to chill because I didn't know him, and he proceeded to send pictures saying he was drunk and acting crazy that night like any other person. I asked for his age and he said he was 17, so me being 17 as well, I thought nothing of it. So he continued to snap that night. It lasted around 3 months, and he would always use the same excuse that he was drunk or high every time he'd send me pictures. And after that, while he posted on his story wishing a happy birthday to his friend who had just turned 15, I got suspicious because who would be friends with someone that much younger than them? And I changed my Snapchat user and messaged him and asked his age again, and he admitted to being 14. So I ignored him and I didn't speak to him ever again, but he would constantly send me snaps and messages, and I asked him after a while why did he lie about his age, and he never responded. He chose to unadd me, and it was crazy because he does this all the time. Many people have seen some of my videos or comments and have spoken up that he has private stories where he claims so many men message him and he's baiting them, and people from his school have gone through the same experience as well with him, and it's not James's fault. This man lies way too much. His age wasn't in his bio at all whatsoever. About 4 days ago when he came on my For You page, which was around the time he was messaging his friend and James at the same time, he set up James, and it's scary that people don't believe James. This part at the end here is a little confusing because they're saying that this person that was messaging James did not have their age in their bio. Now, what they're referring to is that a lot of people have been saying that James originally said that he saw this person on his Instagram Explore page. And when he went on his Instagram, he saw that this person was already following him. And so he added him on Snapchat because one of his Instagram stories was his Snapchat username. And people are saying that he also has another story showing off his TikTok, and it was a screenshot of his TikTok username and his bio and stuff that just says like follow me. And in his bio it said that he was 16 years old, and it said that this was posted 11 weeks ago. And so a lot of people were saying, you know, how could James have not have seen that? And this person is saying that the age wasn't in the bio, whereas a lot of people have been saying it was on his story, it had to have been there, James had to have seen it. I don't know if James saw it or not. James is claiming he did not see it on his Instagram. He didn't know it at all. This person was lying to him. He didn't know anything, but people were just like, how could he not? And this person is saying that they did not have the age in the bio at all. But I mean, this situation is just that I don't understand why James was liking this. This is just something that James should not speak on in this way, because at this point he's already apologized. He's saying that he's taking accountability. He's going to be checking IDs. He's not going to be doing this anymore. So he should essentially just leave it at that and try to better himself and really reflect on what happened and make sure that it never happens again. But for him to be liking things that are against the person that is coming out and saying this stuff, like, hey, this is what happened between James and I, it's concerning to a lot of people, and obviously a lot of people have been pointing it out, like, why did James like this? It definitely has people thinking, did he really mean what he said in his apology? Does he really think it's his fault, or is he just saying that because a lot of people are coming for him? So I definitely want to know how you guys feel about this situation, because there are a lot of people that are like, why did you do this, James? Why did you like this? And I mean, it's still there. He's liked it. I mean, I don't know if he's going to unlike it, but as of right now, he has still liked this tweet, and I'm shook. It's definitely not smart of him, especially if he's trying to come back and slither his way back into just posting normal, regular content. This is definitely not going to help people just forget about it or be like, oh, let him be, because that's how he was saying on Logan's podcast that he feels like people are going to act. This is not how people are going to forget about it, by having him like stuff, and likes show up on people's Twitter homepage. Like, if you're following someone, you're going to see what they're liking, and if he wants to keep reminding people of what happened, people are going to be reminded, and they're also going to be reminded that James took accountability, and now he's like, look at what this person is shady. This person does this all the time. I was merely just someone that he lied to again. But it's like, James, this is the second time you ever lied to by someone, so people are suspicious. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.